Good evening, I'm Edward Sault. He's the boy from West Sussex who shot into space tonight. Tim Peake from Westbourne has arrived at the International Space Station to start his 6-month mission. This was the moment he docked and entered the space station earlier, watched on, of course, from the ground by his jubilant wife Rebecca and his proud mum and dad. Well, it's captured the imagination of thousands here in the south today. Steve Humphrey is live at one of those places for us tonight. He's at the Chichester Science Centre. And Steve, it really has been an epic day, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely amazing day, Ed, and they have been following events very closely here at the Chichester Science Centre. With me is Dr. Jenny Shipway. I mean, Jenny, absolutely incredible scenes earlier today.
It was just fantastic to have so many people here to share it with and to watch their just delight and amazement as that rocket lifted off.
You could feel the enthusiasm.
You could see the flags waving, you could hear the shrieks of excitement, yes.
Absolutely fantastic. More from Jenny in just a moment. But first, Katie Austin reports on the day that a man from West Sussex became a spaceman.
Cheering on one of their own. This was the scene in the Westbourne Social Club today as family and friends celebrated a momentous achievement. It was a feeling echoed down the road at Tim's old school, Chichester High School. Today's pupils were bursting with pride.
It basically means you can do anything, because Tim probably didn't know he'd be on the Expedition 47 going up today.
I thought it was really good, especially when you could see Tim actually in the rocket.
He gave us a wave, didn't he?
He did. I thought that was very exciting. I waved back myself.
I thought it was very intense of how you know he's from here, so you don't want anything to go wrong.
Tim discovered his interest in flying through the school's combined cadet force. His physics teacher, who's still here, clearly remembers a popular boy.
He was very engaging as a student, ever so engaging. If you wanted something done in the classroom, pupil-wise, pupil experiment, he would be first there. He had a lovely smile on his face, very keen as we see now. So he was a model student, absolutely brilliant to work with.
Pull itself away from her.
And we have liftoff.
Tim's away!
Big cheer.
Tim Peake's friends in the Army Air Corps were concentrating hard on every single moment of the rocket launch. They gathered in one of the crew rooms at Middle Wallop near Andover, the airfield where Tim did some of his flying training and where he later worked as an instructor.
So he looks very relaxed.
We're all absolutely delighted. It's a huge sense of pride that Tim was once in this crew room, worked amongst us as our colleague, and he's gone on to an enormous adventure up in space for the next 6 months.
It is an historic day for the nation, and everyone in the Army Air Corps and back in his home village in West Sussex is extremely proud of what Major Tim Peake has achieved. Katie Austin, BBC South Today.
Well, Dr. Jenny Shipway is with me at the Chichester Science Centre. Jenny, how important do you think today will be in terms of encouraging youngsters to get interested in science and space?
I think it's going to be one of those moments they never forget, isn't it? Watching out the rocket garden, just seeing Tim having that extraordinary adventure. So, yeah, it's going to stick with them for a long time, I think.
And do you think it will encourage more youngsters to do science subjects at school?
Definitely, and it's not just about being an astronaut, it's about this whole industry we have that supports people like Tim on doing all of this work.
Is it good news that he's up there for 6 months? It's an ongoing story.
It's a wonderful thing. And Tim is a fantastic guy, and he's very interested in spreading this story and helping us to spread this story as well to the children and encourage them to think about possible careers and places they could take themselves.
Jenny, thank you very much indeed. And from the Chichester Science Centre on this historic day, back to you.
Steve, thanks very much indeed.
There's Tim Peake, British European Space Agency astronaut. Now on the